A Michigan Senate committee is debating a bill that would ban teaching critical race theory in our schools, despite no evidence that it already is. Our Aaron Parsegian reports.
This past spring, I introduced Senate Bill 460 to prohibit critical race theory and its derivative, the 1619 Project, from being taught in Michigan schools.
The Michigan Senate Education and Career Readiness Committee debating a Republican-backed bill Tuesday that would ban critical race theory.
I introduced this legislation because I'm concerned with the extraordinarily harmful impacts that I believe this discriminatory philosophy puts on our children.
The theory, according to the Associated Press, centers around the idea that racism is systemic in America and that the nation's institutions function to maintain the dominance of white people in society. Over the last several months, the concept has gained the ire of Republicans and grassroots right-wing activists who call it Marxist and anti-American. More than 24 states have introduced similar legislation to the Senate bill being discussed Tuesday.
Instead of forcing our students to accept a divisive, identity-based ideology, Michigan schools should foster and defend intellectual honesty, freedom of thought, inquiry and instruction, and freedom of speech and association. Our schools should be teaching our students the actual history within the context of the time.
Right now, there is no evidence of CRT being taught in Michigan public schools. Democrats slammed the proposal, which would take 5% of funding away from districts who violate it.
I see this bill as an effort to censor, threaten, and scare teachers from teaching about racism and to minimize or even erase the history and lived experience of marginalized communities.
The bill was debated for nearly 2 hours as some teachers and conservative activists voiced their support, while others, like State Board of Education Vice President Pamela Pugh, called it a solution in search of a problem.
I am here today to impose the use of state resources to hunt down school districts and take funding from school children learning truth about the effects of slavery, the contributions of African Americans, Black Americans, our true history.
No action has been taken on that bill yet, but last week a similar bill passed committee in the Republican-led House, and that could see a vote soon.